Hello everyone, welcome back to Yakuza Man. I'm Drunken Dan.
I'm trained. Sabo's asleep and Dan can't count.
I can't count.
Numbers are hard.
1, 7, 2, 5. Well, okay, if you want to know what happened, I do like a 3, 2, 1 count. This is for the audience. And I mistimed pressing start and saying hello everyone, so I had to redo it. And yeah, that's what happened. I actually do a 3, 2, 1 count on all my recordings, even as a sync thing, even the ones where they're just me.
Fair.
So anyway.
Yeah. Hey, now that we've got the boring anecdote out of the way, where do we start?
Want to just start with the Nintendo stuff? I'll let you
right.
start up.
I'm going to start off this Detective Pikachu trailer. It's like,
You mean Eldritch Abomination trailer?
what's the fucking point in this movie if Danny DeVito's not the voice of Pikachu?
Danny DeVito's not the voice of Pikachu. All the Pokemon look like something out of a horror
I don't give a shit
movie.
what they look like. I'm just annoyed that it's
do.
like Ryan Reynolds. And it's like,
Of course,
man, it's so ill-suited.
everything's ill-suited in that movie, like Jigglypuff's face.
Jigglypuff's always been horrifying, though.
No, it hasn't. What in
I mean,
seven
I'm
hells?
sure the movie will be a thing. It will be something that can be qualified as existing.
I mean, yeah, but so does Dragon Ball Evolution and all of those alien movies.
I
you
never
love.
said that they would be good. In fact, that's exactly why I didn't even say it would be a movie. I just said it would exist.
I mean, a lot of things exist.
You're right, too many things exist. We need to kill them all. Kill the past.
I don't think you can do. I don't think that's how that works.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, go to bed. Come on, I'm in the game. Come on, I don't care. We need to progress the story.
Oh, right.
We need to get to the good parts of the story, aka 3 more hours in, probably,
Well,
or 4, or
like-
5.
and then Nintendo in a bold strategy went after emulation again.
Yeah. Yep. Again. You know what I love about Nintendo is that it's so easy to get a hold of their old games and play them.
You mean by,
As long as the only game you want to play is Ice Climber.
you mean all those times they re-release stuff on their systems?
And like the slowest trickle feed, and then sometimes they don't re-release all of them, but they always make sure to re-release Ice Climber, the best Nintendo game, the game with jumping physics that rival Bubsy Bobcat. No, that's a lie. Bubsy Bobcat has better jumping physics. It's true. It really is. The jumping in Ice Climber is horrible.
I never played Bubsy because I have sense, and I've never played original Ice Climbers now that I think about it. So, can't super comment on it.
I can.
Okay then.
What's funny is now I'll be fair. At least they don't talk about Urban Champion, which is like one of the worst first-party NES games. Like even worse than that game is. But for some reason, I'll have people be like, "No, Ice Climber's actually really good." It's like the jumping doesn't work. It feels like you're controlling a brick. No, it's intentional. Intentionally bad?
2 bricks actually.
No. They don't. You don't get 2 to control at the same time in NES Ice Climber.
So Smash Bros lied to me.
Nana is like player 2. So like if player 1, who's Poe, I think it's Poe and Nana. Poe is the blue one. That's player 1. Nana is player 2. And they basically do like the old like Mario Brothers arcade thing where not Mario Bros. The old Super Mario thing where when one dies, then it's the other player's turn and so on.
The easy way.
It's the way that a lot of old NES games used to do it. It was other than like Double Dragon type games, or actually maybe even only just Double Dragon and like Ninja Turtles. I can't think of like any NES games with simultaneous co-op. Because yeah, Double Dragon 2 had it. Double Dragon 3. Ninja Turtles Arcade had it, not the first one. That first one was that one where you press the start screen, you can switch which turtle on the fly.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I can't think of any other ones. Because Mario had that as well. Kirby didn't have a multiplayer functionality at all. Mega Man didn't. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing else. Maybe there's like some obscure beat 'em up that also has it that I don't know or can't remember. But
who cares
yeah,
about beat 'em ups though?
I do.
The industry,
I like them.
yeah, but the industry doesn't.
Yeah, but the industry doesn't care about a lot of things.
You're right,
They're all obsessed with whatever. They're all obsessed with whatever. Whenever a game like makes a trend, not makes a trend, is really popular because it did something like I guess different, quote quote, or just something that became popular. They kind of just get obsessed with it, like how right now they're obsessed with was it the arena shooter thing? Is that what they're called? Like the Fortnite PUBG thing?
Battle Royales.
Battle Royale. And before they were obsessed with oh, I did not mean to do that. Before they were obsessed with the Rust clones, which is funny because it took Bethesda's like way off on the fucking trend.
Bethesda being slow on the uptake. Why, I've never heard of them being slow, especially when it comes to quality control.
You act like they have a QR department. Or a QA department. That's cute.
I'm sure they have the department. I just don't
they just have like a fucking sock puppet in there. Like when you walk in.
Anybody does their job.
To be fair, the programmers don't do their job.
Nope.
By the way, you know what's really funny? Fallout 76 came out a full day earlier than it was supposed to for PC. Because they forgot to disable access to it the day before. So, like my friend who pre-ordered it, like a goober, was able to play it like a full night before he was supposed to.
Well played.
Good job, Bethesda. They can't even do launches correctly.
You know, I always liked how we had there's the whole story rumor. I never found out if it was confirmed or not. The story of them dicking over Obsidian by intentionally gimping New Vegas's bug fixes to hamper review scores.
So part of the deal with Bethesda was I gotta find another round.
I know the story.
Part of the deal...
I just don't know.
Okay.
I just don't know if it was ever fully confirmed true or not, or if it was just always one of those. Well, we've heard this rumor.
Yeah, it was real.
I figured, but I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say for certain.
It's
'Cause I would never want to be slanderous.
But yeah, it's really fucked. Oh wait, where am I supposed to go? It's one of those missions where they don't tell you where to go and you gotta try and piece it together. That's my favorite part about Yakuza 0. Let's see, where's the story thing? Unread messages, no. Businesses, completion list, sub-story. That's sub-story, that's not... All I have to do is figure out what can I do, but where do I go? Oh good, they don't even give you a clue, that's nice.
I think you just walk around until the thing triggers.
But, yeah, it's just kind of, what were you saying a second ago before I tried to read that shit?
I don't want to say anything that could be classed as slander.
Oh, Bethesda. Yeah. But yeah, that was true. Bethesda did do that. And, because it was part of that stupid thing they have in the industry where they'll base bonuses on Metacritic scores, and the company will actively sometimes try to fuck the game over just to keep the Metacritic score from going up. Because the way reviews work is typically, even if a game's fixed, reviewers will not go back and fix the review score.
Not unless they get super called out on something, but...
Nah, not even then.
No, there was a case where, some games have had, really questionable reviews, and occasionally people have gone back and replaced them with things that would appease more people. Like the God Hand IGN thing.
Oh, okay.
Remember GameSpot and Kane and Lynch?
Yeah, but those are also, exceedingly rare when they happen, to be honest.
I did say that it was very occasionally.
But, yeah, it's, really just, a fucked up thing that they do. And for those of you who are wondering how Metacritic scores work, so... they go by the critic score, not the user score. Those are two separate things altogether. So when you try to review bomb something on Metacritic, that's not going to stop a thing's score from being X, Y, or Z. Because that's just how Metacritic is. It's not like Rotten Tomatoes where everybody can just review bomb a thing. Actually, no, theirs are separated too, aren't they?
Yes.
Because yeah, they have the audience and then the critic review. Those are always fascinating to look at because, like, Speed Racer is a good example where Speed Racer has a really good user score, and then the critic score is like, this is terrible.
I mean, I'd have thought The Last Jedi would be a far better example. Where the critic score is like all like really high, and the user score is in the garbage heap where the film belongs.
I didn't really check its score because I honestly just didn't give two flying fucks.
I did because I don't like to live in this world where the Suicide Squad gets an Oscar. I don't like it how we reward mediocrity because because it's all part of big business.
Yeah.
Oh right, so I mentioned last week I watched Incredibles 2, and they I think I even might have complained about how they have a crack there against big business, and it's like, why does Disney keep?
Yeah, here's the thing: if you watch a lot of movies, they all do this. Like every movie or piece of media does this, even though a lot of those pieces of media are from a big business.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's like I was saying last week. It's just
Disney
more of
is the biggest
to the audience.
Yeah, but Disney is the biggest business.
Oh yeah. They're at that level to where if Teddy Roosevelt was to be resurrected or raised as a zombie, he'd be going after them.
But yeah, it's. I forgot what we were talking about. I got distracted by my Rage Against the Machine.
We were talking about review scores.
Ah, yes. Right. Well, I guess it comes to the matter of how do people? I guess it comes to the matter of how do individuals grade films, and especially if you're talking about films and games in series. So if you judge things by their own pure judging things, I guess a critic would try to judge things by their own merit beyond just how does this work as part of the franchise? Although, that's also kind of foolish to do that, because some things only work if you have the greater context of other stories and movies. Like, imagine trying to watch the Marvel movies if you only ever watch the Avengers.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what the fuck happened with this? Why has Thor lost an eye? Oh wait, no, he got it back, never mind. Where's his hammer gone? Why is Rhodey got mechanical? Oh wait, no, they dropped that one.
It's similar to some of the issues whenever you have those big team events in comic books. Honestly, it's very similar to that. To where if you're just reading say I don't know, let's say you're just reading Spider-Man, and they do one of their big event comics, and you're just like, wait, what am I doing?
Why is Spider-Man in a white suit now?
Oh yeah, because there was that period of time where he was with the Fantastic Four and he had that white suit.
No, the Future Foundation, because they wanted to try and remove Fantastic Four from the general public, from the comic book readers' memory, so that Fox can't make any profit off of it.
Actually, it's funny because now Disney has the Fantastic Four again. I was at the comic shop and they were just putting the X-Men on the covers of books that they're not even in.
Oh, we've come back to the 90s, have we?
I was looking around and I was like, ooh, X-Men comic. Oh wait, that's the Incredible Hulk. What? Ooh, X-Men comic. Wait, that's the Avengers. What? Ooh, that's an Iron Man. What? It just kept happening.
Well, now we're just gonna wait for that's why they're releasing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Or rebranding it, because they are going to finally put Wolverine and Magneto in. Those characters who nobody's heard of.
Yeah, nobody's heard of them. They'll probably also update the visuals because they are fucking trash.
I don't think they will.
Yeah, and then it won't sell again.
You're acting like this isn't just a cheap cash grab.
Jeez, did I say it wasn't?
This is exactly what it was. And then they got fucked because Fighters came out and people like Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah, we talked about this 100 times. Dragon Ball came out, and like I've said before, I've said it a good dozen times in the recording, is that if Dragon Ball FighterZ did not come out when it did, Marvel vs. Capcom would have done fine, because it's well, this is the only one on the fucking block, I guess we'll have to go with it.
Thanks, Ux.
And because it's a system of its own, it's and was pretty much copied by FighterZ. It was kind of doomed to fail, where Street Fighter has its own kind of thing, and it's just so fucking established in the competitive scene. Knocking it down is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, but
even though like 5 is a trash bag.
But I was gonna say, that would stop Capcom from trying to knock Street Fighter down.
No, they just wanted to move it towards esports because esports is so good, yeah? I love esports. Esports is great.
I like how the Overwatch League World Cup happened during BlizzCon, right? And UK beat USA, so get fucked. But the actual thing I was going to go off is I know a bunch of people just did like all these like long fucking breakdowns of why the team lost. It's like they lost because they were clearly worse in that instance than the other team. Not rocket science.
I mean, yeah, that's typically how that goes. There's no real surprise.
It's like, breakdown of who wins a boxing fight. Well, the guy who punches harder than the other. That's usually how those fights go. Unless you dance around and don't get hit. That's a viable tactic.
Man, that's true.
It's a legitimate strategy.
Yeah, it's like... But yeah, no, it's funny, though. Like, I don't know. Fucking... I'm upgrading abilities right now.
Spend that cash. That thing you can't do in today's world. Thanks, economy.
Thank you.
Alright.
Stagnant wages.
Alright, Stan Lee, dude. We probably should mention that.
Yeah, but there's not really much to talk about. He was up there.
He was 95. It's like
the people died of old age.
All the famous people who have died. It's not like his death was a tragedy.
It sucks that he's dead, but he was 95. He lived a good long life. Died of old age.
Screwed over a number of his business partners.
Like Jack Kirby.
Yeah, that is always the thing. I don't know. The way Kirby was treated's always been that kind of thing. I mean, I like Stanley. I appreciate everything he's done, but it's hard to have that
justify what he did to Jack Kirby.
It's hard to have that much adoration for someone who is screwed over another industry great.
Yeah. Jack Kirby's history because of that is kind of interesting, because, he left Marvel with, DC with Lee because they wanted to do his own thing, and then Lee just kind of, Oh, shit.
Fuck.
And now you got it.
Sorry.
Now we get to make fun of you for what happened to me, but I took that out of the recording, but nobody knows. But, now he's gone.
No, I'm here. I'm just...
Oh, I thought you were... Okay. But yeah, it's, It really sucks, what happened to Jack Kirby. Though Jack Kirby, he passed away in the 90s, back with, when the Superman cartoon was going on.
Yeah.
Because, the episode when they killed, what's-his-name, was, in honor of him, or in loving memory, when they killed, the Inspector, Dan.
Yeah. Poor Dan. But,
I still say the Superman cartoon was better than the Batman one.
It was overall, but...
I wouldn't say it was perfect, but there's no such thing as a perfect show.
Not yet.
I mean, there just won't be one because we're human.
I mean, on the other hand, I guess Jack Kirby moving over to DC did give us, new gods and stuff.
Yeah, what I was gonna mention is he went there with Lee, then Lee fucked him over, and then he went to DC and created the new gods.
Of which only really 2 of them are actually relevant.
Still, Darkseid's one of my favorite villains.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I always feel like the new gods really just stands as a Superman villain and occasionally Orion.
Yeah. Whenever he just occasionally just shows up.
Hey Orion, bye Orion.
Because there's Orion,
Hi Father.
Bertha.
Big Barda.
Yeah, Big Barda.
Is she a new god? I know she's part of the whole.
Yeah, she's a new god. She was the one that was raised on Apocalypse.
Yes.
And
well, she was
in her
wasn't she at Darkseid's?
She was gonna be one of Darkseid's whatever they're called.
Fatal Furies. I think she led them, didn't she? Briefly.
Yeah, she led them for a brief bit.
And then she met Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Terrific. Fuck. Oh god, what's his name? Escape artist guy, son of Highfather. Mr. Miracle, that was it.
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Terrific's the black guy.
And
then they married.
I know she was based off of his wife. I know that.
So there's Mr. Miracle, Big Barda, Granny Goodness.
Given to Granny.
Steppenwolf. Calabac, the other son of Darkseid.
Yeah, the one who's kind of like a running joke, practically.
The one voiced by Michael Dorn, aka Worf.
Yeah. Yeah. We're actually getting to the part of the game now where I actually have to fight think. This is horrible.
Alright, give me 1 second, and I will be right back, I promise.
Well,
sorry.
Train Man's dead.
Alright, BRB.
I can't believe he's dead. But, I guess stuff more comic stuff. I'll mention it again when Train Man's here, but, I actually didn't realize, because I was a little bit late on my book pickups, because sometimes it takes me a couple, sometimes even a few months to pick up my comics at the shop. I know Spider-Gwen's over now. I do have the last book. I still need to finish reading it, but, it's ended. I think... Oh, welcome back. I didn't really get to talk to... Yeah, it was. I started talking briefly about something, so I'll just go back to it. I didn't realize it because I was kind of late on my book pickups, because sometimes I just... it's like, it takes me, like, sometimes I don't get to the comic shop for, like, a couple months or so. I know Spider-Gwen's comic ended. It actually had, like, an ending to it. I haven't read it yet. I have it. I'm behind on reading it.
Well, she's a superhero in comic books, so I'm going to assume tragically.
Like I said, I have no idea. I haven't looked it up or anything. But I know apparently it was what the ending the writers had in mind, apparently. But I think I also know why Marvel wanted to end it, because they put her in that one cartoon where she's sort of in the main universe.
Yeah.
So they probably want to, like, integrate her into the main universe and just make a new Spider-Gwen and just not make it Gwen Stacy. That's probably what they're gonna do, and call it Ghost Spider, because that's what they call her in the cartoon.
Ghost Spider?
Yeah.
But she's not a ghost.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what they call her. They call her Ghost Spider in the cartoon instead of Spider-Woman, so that way they can still have, the actual Spider-Woman.
Which one?
Nobody knows, because nobody cares about Spider-Woman.
I mean, it probably doesn't help that the Spider-Woman is one of those characters who literally only exists so Marvel, so that no one else could make profit off the name.
True.
Thanks, Saturday Night Live.
You're welcome. Remember that the crossover comic with Saturday Night Live and the Silver Samurai?
I mean, I don't, but...
It happened.
Oh, Silver Samurai.
There's a lot of weird things in comic books, like when the Punisher was shooting litter bugs.
I mean, So I was rewatching, I mentioned before I was rewatching the Spider-Man animated series. That version of the Punisher is my favourite by far.
That's fair.
No, I love him because he's so dumb, because he's flying around in a jetpack with a battle van that's voice activated that deploys glue guns and lasers, and it's just like fucking just having Frank Castle say, "Battle van, deploy glue gun." It's like, man, why wasn't this the Netflix show?
Because Punisher is honestly a shit boring character normally.
He's a bad protagonist.
He really is. I don't understand people's fascination with him.
Well, it's the whole, like, anti-hero thing. People are like, but we're so sick of regular old heroes, although it's been a long time since we've had any regular old heroes.
I actually had a conversation with this with somebody, where, like, we've done anti-heroes so much, and, like, the tragic hero, it's been a while since we've had a hero who's just being a hero for the sake of, being a hero or trying to help people.
The anti-hero problem. It's like, I noticed this because I rewatched the original.
Real quick, the most recent example I can think of one is actually Deku from My Hero Academia.
Damn you, Deku, and your nuts.
Like, he's like the first one I've seen in a long time, whether it be anime or even like comics or really anything that's just trying to be good for the sake of being good. And genuinely being a nice person.
But I noticed this when I was rewatching the original Superman movie the other day, and how that like big intro of Superman is him flying around Metropolis just saving people. And I know it made me remember how basically no superhero stuff now has people just decide I've got great powers, I'm going to take on the responsibility of being a crime fighter. It's always like in response to something else. It's so like
someone dying, or
not even like that, but it's like, oh, someone's like trying to kill Tony Stark, so Tony Stark has to suit up to fight them.
Now, to be fair, that wasn't his origin.
No, I know that, but across 3 movies, like all 3 of them, it's just people come after Stark and he reacts.
Oh, here comes Kuze on the motorcycle. My favorite recurring villain who just won't fucking give up.
Bye, Kuze. Bye, Kuze.
Hey, do you think he's still intimidating after you beat him the 7th time?
Don't worry, Kuze. You won't be here in 20 years' time.
I mean, yeah. I'm like, okay, I just want to make fun of this for a second. They use Kuze so much in this game, and they try to make him intimidating to you, but it's like, I've kicked his ass how many times now? I mean, right now in the game, this is my 2nd time fighting him, I think. Like, from the motorcycle one. I think this is your 2nd time fighting him. But, like, you fight him, I think, like, 4 or 5 times throughout this game. And it's like, am I supposed to take you seriously anymore?
I always feel like that in regards to Shimano in Yakuza 1.
Shimano.
He's the big bald guy. Majima's the boss.
You fight him twice.
Yeah, but you fight him once, and it's pretty, like, clear-cut where you beat him in fair, honourable combat.
Yeah.
He's your bitch now. And he's just like, I'm still here, I'm still your enemy. It's like, I can beat you, chump.
But his isn't as bad because you only fight him twice. Kuze, you fight like 4 or 5 times.
Yes.
So like you can like even like if you want to like give it if you want to stretch your imagination for like 2 seconds, be like maybe he was holding back, which he wasn't. But you can at least like bullshit your way into making him a threat still. Where Kuze, it's like, how many times have I beaten you, old man?
Not enough, apparently.
Anyway, what were we saying before I decided to make fun of Kuze?
I was complaining about how almost every superhero literature is basically heroes reacting to people after them, or for entirely selfish reasons. Where it's like, I kind of want to just see the innocent days of, like, or even in Batman vs Superman, where they have the whole montage of Superman saving people set to big evil music because he's meant to be sad about that. It's like, oh no, Superman's saving people from a flood. I'm meant to feel sad and angry about this.
That's because Zack Snyder is a fucking idiot. And he really liked all the wrong ideas about Superman, aka everything that isn't Superman. Then again, that's a problem with a lot of like modern writers that they get for Superman, is that they try to make Superman not Superman. And they miss the point. One thing too, Superman's not really a vigilante at heart. He's just a civil servant. Like he's the kind of weirdo that while he's flying around, someone's car isn't working, he'll like stop and see if he can help fix it.
Yes.
He's legit done that. That's Superman right there. Not the, I fight cosmic beings all the time. Yes, he does that. But that's not who he is in his heart. That's Batman. Like, Batman is a vigilante at heart, not a civil servant.
I mean, the problem is Superman can't be a civil servant, because he's trying to help people.
Ha 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 ha! I see what you did there.
I mean, it's okay. You guys had your big election.
Yeah?
You did it. Sort of. You've mildly inconvenienced Trump. Maybe.
Wrong.
Now Trump has another scapegoat for when things don't go his way.
He always has scapegoats, no matter what the situation.
Now he has a new one. The old favourite, the Liberals.
Wrong. The lying media enemy of the people. I'm totally not a fascist. Or wannabe fascist.
I'm gonna say, you need some level of charisma to be a proper fascist.
To be fair, he does have that cult of personality thing going. Even if it's like, why? I don't understand it either, Plank. Don't worry. But yeah, I agree with you. I kind of want to see more heroes who are heroes just for the sake of being a hero. That's one of the reasons why I like Deku a lot.
I mean, DC has also had, since they started New 52, had this insane idea that people apparently don't care enough about, don't like their characters, and instead want them to be complete assholes. It's like, yeah, you can imagine people who actually did like Hal Jordan, as few as they are. For, you know what Hal Jordan needs to be? An irredeemable, smug douche.
We already have a likable asshole Green Lantern. His name is Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner is way better because Guy Gardner picked up Sinestro.
Except, like I said, he's actually a likable character.
Good old guy.
And then for like a nice guy one, we have a better one than Hal. His name is Kyle Rayner.
And for, well...
Honestly, all the other Earth Green Lanterns are just better than Hal Jordan, in my opinion.
I'll be honest, I never really... I'm not going to say I dislike Jon Stewart, I just have no opinions on him at all.
That's fair.
He's like the most nothing of them all. In the comics, I mean.
Okay, yeah, because I really liked him in Justice League.
Yeah, cartoon GL's fine, he has, like, stuff to do, but... Comics...
Then again, bringing up the that's fucking universe of characters is kind of like cheating.
Yeah.
Because, like, in that version, Batman's actually a good character.
And can just squirrel away $1 billion from his company to build a giant death satellite. Allegedly. Well, not allegedly. He did. He even says that he just, like, he managed to muck around with Wayne's Enterprise. I never remember what the fuck that company's called.
Oh,
it's like
Wayne.
It's like Wayne Industries, Wayne Enterprises, Wayne Tech.
I guess it's like 3 companies.
I should have just changed it so it should be called Fisktronics.
But yeah, I agree on that thing.
Is Wilson Fisk a white Kazuma Kiryu? He wears a white suit. He is unusually large, and he's insanely strong for being a quote-unquote normal human being.
This is true. Kiryu is, like, stupid strong.
Kiryu is knock out a tiger with a punch strong.
We're not at that point in the series yet.
Yeah, but
we got 2 games to get there.
I'm pretty sure he could still do it now.
No, this isn't that level yet. He might be able to do it in Kiwami, but not in this one. Not yet. He hasn't gotten to that level yet.
Like, Kiryu is,
Because Kiryu is not at his height of power yet, because he doesn't have any children. Because you have to remember, in order to be strong in Yakuza, you need to take care of children.
Yes.
That's how they gain their power.
Well, wait, but Majima doesn't take care of kids.
Well, Majima's just weird. Well, obviously, clearly, we just don't know the orphanage that he takes care of. We just haven't seen it yet.
I
Clearly.
don't think he'd do that.
Listen, Majima does whatever the fuck he wants. I want a construction company right now. You're not qualified for that. Fuck you, I am!
I mean, it's what happens when you run around with a bat and a knife.
While scheming... Well, not scheming, while screaming Kiryu's name.
But yeah.
My favorite part of Kiwami 2 is that he wore that fucking construction hat throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
Yeah. Majima in Mega Man When.
What, as a playable character or the boss?
Either or. Just pretend he's a robot master. Just stick the metal hat on him.
You go to the boss room, and like the little head like pops out, like the little eyes. Oh fuck! Let me get back to the game. I accidentally dropped my controller. Like the little eyes pop out, and then it pops up completely, and it's just Majima. Rockman-chan!
Oh no. Well, get on that, Capcom and Sega. Don't think you've ever collaborated on anything before, but do it now.
Yeah, they have. They remember the Project Cross Zone thing?
Oh. Does that really count?
I think there's probably a couple other things that I can't remember off the top of my head. But I mean, to be fair, Capcom will like crossover game with anybody, like pretty much anybody, other than EA.
Anyone who...
EA tried to get them to do it, and they were like, no.
Well, the fuck are they gonna cross over?
Oh yeah, the other one that tried, they just keep going, no, is what was it? Mortal Kombat.
I mean, but like, so no,
Ed Boon's been bugging Capcom for years to do like Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, and Capcom's like, no.
And thus we got Mortal Kombat versus DCU.
Yeah.
Remember that?
That train wreck.
Good times.
That was Midway's last game before Warner Brothers bought the Ed Boon's team and made NetherRealm Studios.
Ah, yes, before they went the... Well, at least they didn't go the full EA path. Buy a company and then immediately destroy it.
Yeah.
They went the Microsoft route. Buy a company... Well, no, actually, I was going to say, because they do things with the people they bought.
Not only that, but the Mortal Kombat, was it X, is actually pretty damn good. It's the first Mortal Kombat game I'll say is actually playable.
I have no good things about X.
Injustice 1 and 2 are alright, so...
As long as you don't focus on the story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what? We should do those one day. Like, do Injustice 1 and 2 story mode. We should do those one day. That'll be funny. It's unfortunate that I can't stream it, but I can tell you what cutscene's going on, and you know it, so...
True.
Well,
And here's the scene where Superman is completely in character and lasers Billy Batson's brain.
Like I said, there's this weird obsession these days of just writing Superman as not Superman. Like, this will make people that don't like Superman like him? No, they're never going to like him, and people that like Superman aren't going to like this.
I mean, I mentioned before is that New 52 has been DC's attitude of...
Yeah,
everything. Because it's not even like just, oh, they made some people shit. No, they made everyone shit. New 52's like onwards Wonder Woman is just garbage.
I haven't really picked up a DC book in a couple of years now, to be honest with you. So I would be hard-pressed to tell you what's going on in DC Comics nowadays.
I dread to think, honestly. I keep thinking, oh, I should find out...
I know for a while they had this weird comic where it was like Harley Quinn and Power Girl as like a team-up book. It was weird.
I keep thinking, oh, I should go and actually find out what Bendis has been doing. Like, what havoc has he wrought, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
That's entirely fair.
It's like, I don't really want to be that sad.
No, I get you.
There's enough misery in this world.
And some of it just comes from Bendis.
Yeah, a lot of it comes from Bendis. I was actually wondering who the fuck is going to be the new face of Marvel now that Stan Lee's dead.
Bendis.
I was actually thinking, shit, what if they actually did go for Bendis, but thankfully he's with DC now.
They'll bring Joe Quesada back.
Oh god. Yeah, there's like nobody notable who's with Marvel anymore.
Yeah, because like Gail does DC and Marvel. She's like freelance, so she's neither.
She also can't be that, person who really trot out to go, hey look, people, we care about you care about you people. We pretend to care about you people, instead we care about your money.
Right.
Rip Stanley.
The only thing I'll always scratch my head about Gail Simone is the fact that she likes the character Domino.
I mean...
That character is really lame.
I mean, it doesn't mean you can just write some completely weird things, just probability and all that nonsense.
All she ever does is she just shoots a thing, and then it's like the VAT system, and it makes things go bad for her enemy.
Yes,
that's really it. It's just, and her personality is fairly bland.
Oh, personality. Oh, I thought that was a euphemism for a second.
No. Listen, with comic book characters, that's kind of like...
It's because I was bizarrely talking to a female friend earlier. And for some reason, talking about breasts had come up. She started it, I should point out. And I said that having a great personality is just a lie we tell people to make them feel better about themselves. No one has a great personality. They're all the same heartless human beings as the rest of us.
But she's just.
Oh, that was it. It's because I was talking about Incredibles 2, and I mentioned about how there was a whole like thing when the film came out, and like of people saying, "Man, how dare you people find Elastigirl attractive?" And it's like, well, admittedly, the film does have a lot of shots that emphasize her backside.
It really does.
And it's like, I don't think you could really hold it against people.
They didn't the original have that too?
Yes, the original also had an extended shot of her looking in the mirror at her own ass, and it's like, well, I mean,
Subtle, isn't it?
They knew.
Yeah, no, they did.
And it just feels bizarre that this idea of if you'll find something sexually attractive, then it just is just a hunk of meat. There's no other things to any. There's no other like depth to it. You can't respect or like. You can't respect something and also find it attractive, I guess.
Yeah, I don't get that mentality either. Preaching to the choir. That's just dumb. I mean, yeah, there are people that like don't care about the other bits of it, but I mean, even then, like, I don't really care whether it's a male or a female character or what have you. I don't really care.
What I care about is the fact that elastic people are like potentially like frightening, and yet no one ever actually capitalizes on half the things that they actually could do.
Except for Plastic Man.
Yeah, but Plastic Man is also just a living cartoon character as well. And also,
and that's why he's the best Rubber Man.
He is the best, but his competition is Dulcim, who's just kind of weird. Reed Richards, who's a fascist.
Yeah.
What's his name? The Elastic Man. Not Elastic Man. You know the guy.
Elongated Man.
Elongated Man.
Don't worry, it took me a minute to remember.
His claim to fame is he was in the Booster Gold episode of Justice League.
Yeah.
As the guy who's just as like disrespected as who's only slightly more respected than Booster Gold.
Even though more people know who Booster Gold is.
Yes, but that's because in universe Booster Gold is a joke. Out of universe Booster Gold is a treasure.
This is very true.
See,
I fucking love Booster Gold.
That's what DC should have done. Shit like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle. That should have been the movie, because then that is actually different from anything else that Marvel's put out.
It's a buddy cop film.
Yeah,
it would be a buddy cop film, and no one's done that with a superhero yet, other than like ages ago with like the Green Hornet. But nobody cares about that.
Well, it also was a pretty bad movie, so
that too. But DC is too obsessed with this trying to be dark thing
because
I blame the Dark Knight.
I think the logic is partially the Dark Knight, and also if we go like edgy and dark, then our brand is extremely dissimilar from the Marvel brand, because they don't really want people to get confused. But it's like just make good quality entertainment that people can enjoy, and they'll flock to you.
Exactly.
It's like the Marvel movies aren't successful for any reason beyond that most people just enjoy the entertainment value, and they're consistently entertaining without being stupid. Instead, with you get Batman vs Superman, where they're all just fucking depressed and angry, and tonight the bat dies. Yeah, that thing Superman would definitely say.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me. He's often saying about how he's going to kill various people. Superman's very known for that.
Yes.
That's his defining character trait. Oh fuck! I hate this joke already. I fucking. God damn it. I think it's sad. I mean, they're getting a little. They're not as good as they're starting to slip in quality. But I think it's funny how, overall, the DC animated versions of their characters tend to be better than anything the live actions have put out.
Well, the problem is there's,
or even the comics, actually.
There's fundamental misunderstandings of every aspect of Superman. So, take Man of Steel, for instance, and the way Jonathan Kent dies. It's he dies in the way he dies in the original movie / most other media is he dies of, cancer or heart attack or whatever like illness or serious illness that they want to.
Something that Superman can't just save you from.
Yeah, because that's the point. It's about Clark learning the hard lesson that even with all of his tremendous power, he can't save everyone and he can't do everything. Because that's the whole point. That's why that's a lesson that is meant to be learned. So he doesn't just go mad from, the crippling pressure of having to try and do everything. But instead of Man of Steel, he gets killed by a tornado that Clark could very easily have saved him from. Because he just decided...
it really made it made no goddamn sense.
And then it's like, you can't... And it's like, you can't just have, him save people. He's got to be sad about saving people, and he's got to feel obligated to do it. And you've also got to have, Jor-El just talking shit all the fucking while.
Yeah, just fucking nonsense the entire time.
Yeah.
It's annoying to me because I am a fan of Superman. I'm all three of them, and I just hate this weird obsession with making him edgy and not wanting to be a hero and all that shit. And I still say there's only one good Superman as a villain story. Red Sun. It's the only good one. There are no other good ones.
Let's break it
down.
The
best you get is
the
best.
Oh, sorry.
I just want to say the best you'll get is just the only things under it are just like at best mediocre, like at best.
But let's break it down. So, what is the most common complaint people have against Superman?
He's too strong.
Yes, but the problem, and that always feels like it comes from a basis of not actually reading or paying attention to anything with Superman in it, because.
Yeah,
it's not like his power doesn't mean that he isn't the reason he always wins. There's plenty of times when he's fighting people who can punch his weight class, or higher. Yeah, or he's got people who can who abuse his weaknesses like kryptonite or magic, or you got things like parasite.
Or they'll even try to manipulate his own morality to fuck with him.
Superman gets challenged in plenty of ways, and it feels like people who make that complaint don't have never actually read a book or watched an actual thing with Superman in.
And it's funny too because those same people will then tell you how Batman can beat everybody.
Hey, why is Superman's greatest nemesis, or his arch nemesis, just a man?
Because he can literally just outsmart. Lex Luthor's a lot smarter than he is. He's got more resources.
Exactly.
And he also has a positive public. He's positive in the public's eye.
Sometimes.
So yeah. Depending on which timeline we're talking about.
But the point I'm getting at is that throughout all of that, Lex Luthor is still not only able to challenge Superman repeatedly through various...
Sometimes even win.
Yeah. So he can't be all-powerful if just a normal guy is his greatest enemy. Well, super smart guy with occasionally having a super company behind him, but still. It's not as if, it's not like he's Goku.
And it's not like Luthor. It's not like Luthor 2 is always busting out that Superman armor that he uses.
Yeah.
He only busts that out occasionally.
Or in video games all the time.
Oh yeah, in video games all the time because want to put him in a punch fight.
Yeah. But all the other times he's got plans within plans, or he's got ways to exploit Superman's various weaknesses and foibles. And even then you've got Toyman, who, when he's not being rewritten as a paedophile and shit,
you're right.
Also, just a smart guy just a normal guy who's smart and helps run things. The only one who's Superman,
or make him in that one DC animated movie, a teenager who's staring at Power Girl's boobs.
Yes. Neo new Toyman. But yeah, it's unfortunate that Superman feels like he's just against this stereotype that really just shouldn't exist. It's
it's a stereotype with people that, like you said, don't read or pay attention to Superman's thing at all. They just see his power set on a piece of paper and be like, "That's bullshit."
It is, but like he is strong, yes, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
But like strength doesn't matter if you're still challenged. It's like doesn't matter like how strong Goku gets, as long as there's always someone around who's just as strong or stronger.
Or exploits weaknesses. Like hell, actually, I'm gonna use JoJo Part 1 for a second. So Jonathan has this whole power where he can punch with sunlight power and kill a vampire.
Yeah.
In one of his first fights, he's getting dragged into the water. Now he needs to breathe in order to use this technique. He's being choked and dragged into the water to limit his ability. A lot of drama and writing is you give a character, they only have all these strengths going for them, but they have a weakness, and the villain will exploit it to make it a challenge for them. Batman doesn't really get that, because a lot of times his are just like, oh, this guy's really strong. Okay, let me build a thing real quick. Okay, now I win.
Or let me just train, and then I get stronger. Bane.
Well, that's if you're Dragon Ball. Oh yeah, with Bane, he did that with Bane, you're right.
Yeah, he got his ass kicked by Bane, and then he got better, and then he trained, and then he beat Bane up. And that's Nightfall in a nutshell for you.
Yeah.
The only relevant parts of Nightfall, because fuck me, no one wants to really talk about Azazel.
Nobody.
Asriel, I can't remember which one he is.
Who cares?
Exactly. It's
Who
that one
gives
guy
a
who.
fuck?
It's that one guy who briefly was Batman.
He's that one guy every now and then when he shows up in one of the comics, you're just like, oh yeah, you, I forgot you were... Can you go away now? Can you go back into your dungeon where you belong?
The whole thing of him appearing in like Arkham City and think is building up to something cool, and then Arkham Knight, like most things, ruined it. Soiled it.
Yeah, Arkham Knight was a pile of crap.
Yeah, it was. That's what happens when you lose out on your head right, and replace your head writer with some random schmuck.
Let's get rid of Paul Dini and put this guy.
Hey, you know what else? We need to like have a celebrity cast.
That's always fun.
Yes, we can't just have Commissioner Gordon. No, we got to have the guy who was Mike in Breaking Bad, whose name I can't remember. And Emmy Award-winning actor John Nova was the voice of Scarecrow. And also here's the Arkham Knight, who is not Red Hood. He's not Red Hood, guys. He's not the Red Hood. But he's Red Hood. Spoilers!
I still love that.
Spoilers! It's Jason fucking Todd, and if you don't figure that out the first time they do a flashback to go, by the way, guys, do you remember Jason Todd?
The funny thing is, people figured it out before the game came out, and they were just like, no, it's not Jason Todd.
Yeah, that's what I was joking. Or making a joke about. They lied. They flat out said, no, it's not Jason Todd. Why would you say that? So anyway, here's a flashback about Jason Todd.
Remember they did that too with Batman v Superman with, so they're gonna fight Doomsday at the end. No!
It's not Doomsday.
Haha, it's Doomsday, we fooled you!
No, it's mutated Zod.
Oh, I see what you're doing, but they called it Doomsday.
I mean... In as much as superhero movies ever call anything by their names.
I like how the Joker in The Dark Knight is so much like the Joker. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of anything other than that movie, I'm sorry.
He has the ability to read the script, Dan.
Seriously, like, that is the least Joker I have ever seen in a piece of media. Outside of the one from Suicide Squad.
Now let's wait and see what Joaquin Phoenix comes up
Actually,
with.
the Suicide Squad one is actually very close to the Nolan one. It's just, it has a worse actor. Because, the actor in Dark Knight was actually a really good actor. He acted out the character that he was given very well.
Certainly knows how to play a gay cowboy.
But,
been long enough. It's fine to make jokes about Heath Ledger.
But, yeah, like, it's just Heath Ledger was a good actor, and the actor that they got for the other one's a pile of shit. That's literally the only difference. That, and also one's a lot gaudier, because they have all that fucking weird shit on his face.
And the tattoos. This kind of reminds me of that one miniseries where they had Joker become a people's poet, like fighter against the man.
Oh yeah, during the time that Bruce was gone.
I think so.
Yeah, because he was like this weird anti-hero for that period of time. And then when Bruce came back, he went back to being the Joker.
I mean, still always the same dynamic again and again and again to the end of time.
Yeah.
Because
But,
Batman's Rose Gallery consists of two classes, lunatics and wannabe mobsters.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, that's really all you can put against him. Oh, I mean, then there's also Clayface and, like, some mad science people here and there.
Nah, Clayface doesn't count. Clayface is just that... Like, no one remembers Clayface.
I do.
Clayface just shows up. It's like, hey, I'm here. Bye.
I remember Clayface. I like Clayface.
I like Clayface too, but he was wasted.
Aren't almost all of them?
Yes. Because they all devolve into the one of the same thing. Lunatic or wannabe mobster.
Or those are the ones that they just focus on?
Either or.
Because, like, they have that, and then they have, Because the ones that they usually focus on are, Joker, Mr. Freeze, which, I mean, I like Mr. Freeze, so I'm okay with that. Catwoman, Poison Ivy, Two-Face.
Harvey Two-Face. God, I fucking hate that in The Dark Knight, though, where they say, what was that nickname I had? Harvey Two-Face. It's like, why wouldn't the nickname just be Two-Face? Like, why would cops add Harvey? I mean, you're already asking me to assume that cops wouldn't just call him a fucking cunt, but...
Right.
Why wouldn't it just be Two-Face? Why has it got to be Harvey Two-Face?
Listen, everything in that fucking movie is such a stretch in its writing. Like, literally everything is a stretch. Everything about that movie is a stretch, and people will try to tell you how it's the most realistic Batman. Bull fucking shit. Suck my dick. No, it's not.
That's why you survived the nuke. Because it's realistic.
I like how they completely just decided to not even do his character properly, where they had him do the coin flip thing, and then he shoots the one guy anyway so he can still kill the person he wanted to kill.
Yes, he cheats. So suddenly his psychosis doesn't... Now that we've basically thrown that gimmick out the window, what's the point of even having it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, they threw the entire gimmick of the Joker out the window, too. Like, within 2 seconds.
Subvert your expectations.
And Bane. And literally every character that Nolan got his hands on.
Ah, yes, Bane, with his, like, in constant pain, so he needs a constant injection of antibiotics through the mask.
And that gives him super strength.
No, his voice gives him super strength.
Fuck off. Ah, you see, Batman, I get my super strength by taking painkillers.
Sorry, I'm just...
That's not how adrenaline works.
Sorry, I'm just...
You don't know how adrenaline works. You don't actually act like Bruce Wayne. You're just some weirdo who punches people. What's a detective? That's not you.
Oh, sorry, I was just...
I'm not even Bane.
I'm just imagining Bane, like Tom Hardy Bane, but in, like, card game anime.
I summon the Gate Guardian in attack mode.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I'm thinking. Perfect.
I sacrificed 2 cards to my graveyard to summon...
Did you want me to input something here?
No, I'm just fucking...
Oh.
You don't have to, I'm just fucking around. It's funny.
I remember I got a friend to watch the recent Yu-Gi-Oh movie, and he just kind of got frustrated at all the trap cards, and it's like, I don't think you know what this series is.
Isn't that pretty much... It's been years since I watched it, but I remember that was like half the fucking episode.
The movie's actually pretty good, though.
I haven't seen it.
Dark Side of Dimensions. You should.
I've never seen any of the Yu-Gi-Oh movies. I kind of like...
Oh, that's because most of them are garbage.
I didn't watch a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! I haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh! In ages, to be honest, in general. I've never, like, finished any of the series after the original one.
Because most of them suck, but Dark Side of Dimensions was at least has a beautiful animation, at least. And also has Kaiba use a device that actually is powered by his ego. Yep. Not even lying.
Okay, Okay, you sold me. I need to see this for the ego-powered device.
It's just like you see that and it's like, wow, he's truly has transcended into the realms of the gods. If he can harvest that.
How can he possibly lose at that point?
Magic bullshit.
How do you beat him?
By cheating. How do you always win? By
I mean, yeah, that's how Yugi usually wins, by cheating using his fucking magic bullshit.
By strapping two people down into restraints while the dark energy disc that will send their minds to the Shadow Realm and not cut their legs off slowly advances. That was an actual censorship they did. They had a dark energy disc that was a saw blade. It was going to send their minds to the Shadow Realm and not, cut their legs off. The best one was when they had on the top of a building, and and it had like a glass roof, and whoever lost would fall down and plummet to their death. And then they said, no, there's a portal to the Shadow Realm beneath the glass.
That was their answer for every death.
No, it's
Shadow Realm.
It's the answer for 4Kids.
Yeah. That's what I mean, for 4Kids, it was always their answer. They go to the Shadow Realm.
They're not dead.
It's kind of like when, in the edited version of Dragon Ball, when they used to call Heaven or Hell the other world.
No, I prefer Hiffle.
Or Heffel. Yeah, Hiffle for,
did I
Hell.
tell you about that Super made Hiffle canon? Or the dub Super
They did. Oh, they did?
Yeah, so the episode with Arali. You remember the one in Super?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doctor, I can't remember his name. The evil guy from Slump.
I don't remember his name either.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He shows up and he says that he's just finally got free from the Home for Infinite Losers. Dub Super has made Hiffle canon.
Dub Super's done a lot of really funny things. I'm okay with this.
Yes.
Like Goku jumping up and down in the clouds singing Chala, Head Chala.
Thanks, Dub Super.
Dub Super is a treasure.
It is.
It also has one of the worst lines that you should never say.
What? Don't shoot, this man is not black.
Yeah. That fucking... how did that get passed? I would love to just sit down
is
with...
based in Texas.
I would love to just sit down with Chris Sabat and go, okay, so I got a question for you.
I mean, they are in Texas. It's a very real concern about black men getting shot.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, recently, I don't remember what state it was in, but recently there was a security guard who was shot. What was it? So a gunman came into the building. The security guard got the guy down and had a gun pointed to him. The cops show up and they shoot the security guard because he's a black man with a gun. I'm not even joking.
Now, did he actually have a gun, or did they plant it on him later?
No, he had a gun. He was a security guard. He had a gun, and he was pointed at. He had the guy apprehended, the guy who was going to just shoot up the place, with his gun out. And then the cops walk in, see a black man with a gun, and go, "There he is!" and shot him. Shot him dead.
Whoops. I mean, that was bad enough, but then they said, "Yeah, boom, 50 points." And that made it worse.
Given the police in my fucking country, they probably did.
Institutionalized racism. Ain't it great? Wait, no, it's bad.
Yeah, no, it's awful.
But on the bright side, it did still give us a fantastic line.
What?
Don't shoot, this man is not black.
God.
So perfect. I think that needs... how did that not become a meme?
Because, you know what? I was gonna say because I don't know how many people are comfortable fucking saying that out loud
on the internet.
But then I remembered the fucking Ugandan Knuckles meme that was going on. Was it last year or was it earlier this year? I don't remember.
This year.
Oh, that died so fast.
Yeah.
Actually, all the memes this year died really fast.
None of them have any staying power.
Yeah. I was glad when Bowsette finally fucking died.
Nobody.
In like it took like 3 days, but it died.
No one wants another Harambe on our hands.
Oh god, yeah, the fucking Harambe memes. Alright, I'm gonna get to a save point, and then I'm gonna end the recording. Because we are just a little bit over an hour. And, it went over because the cutscene went on for like 2 years, because it's Yakuza 0.
Was it Hideo Kojima have anything to do with Zero's development, I wonder?
Literally for a good bit there, I just had the controller, I just placed the controller on my bed and just didn't do anything while we were talking. I think, like, the cutscene hell started after I beat up Kuze. Yeah, that's exactly when it started. I beat up Kuze and then cutscene hell. Though, to be fair, this part of the game is when the cutscenes actually start getting decent. Because that's, like, when the Nishiki with the gun and all that shit.
Yeah, I do actually wonder when we're gonna, like, if we're ever gonna get, like, another, like, how Ace Attorney's been adapted into an anime now. I wonder if Yakuza will ever get, like, an anime adaptation. I know there's a film, an adaptation of the first game.
Yeah.
But I've never seen
I mean, it could happen. I've never seen it either, but it could happen.
I've heard it was meh. Which is bizarre, because the Phoenix Wright movie is fucking amazing.
But,
have you ever seen that?
No.
Oh, you should. It's great.
We'll have to watch it sometime. Maybe just sit down in a Discord call and just watch it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm gonna stop it here. Hope you guys enjoyed Yakuza Man, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.
Bye.